The story follows the original version of Mahabharata, and Krishna joins with Pandav while his army fights on the side of Kauravas. As the date for the Great War nears, Shakuni starts to get a bit nervous. He wanted to make sure that Duryodhana wins this war. He also knows that they have on their side the great Bhishma, whose power rivals Lord Parashurama, the great teacher Drona, and his son Ashwathama, who is born from the blessing of Lord Shiva himself. But he also knows the opposition is not that weak either, especially Karna, who is also a student of Parashuram, and possess the Divya Kavachan Kunda, which can nullify any attack or weapon thrown at him no matter how powerful. And now Sri Krishna also joined with the Pandavas. Even if he doesn't use any weapons, Shakuni knows he is dangerous. He secretly started to look for ways to depower the Pandavas somehow and also to increase Duryodhana's power. And for that reason he meets with Gandhari and asks her to pray to Lord Shiva to make Duryodhana stronger. And finally the day came. The war of Kurukshetra. Each army took their positions and awaited for their commands. But Arjun started to waver, seeing his Pitama and teacher standing in the opposition, and one of the greatest moments in the great epic took place, the Gita. After Sri Krishna's revelation, Arjun prepared for the battle along with the army chief Karna. Both Pandav and Kaurav had the same idea, to end the war as quickly as possible, for that they must capture the king. The war began, as per Sri Krishna's plan. Karna encountered Bhishma while Arjuna fought with Drona. Bhimnakul and Sahadev protected his brother Yudhishthir from the combined assault of Duryodhana, Ashwathama. While Bhim killed many of the Kaurav brothers on the first day. The battle between Bhishma and Karna was beyond epic. Even the gods from heaven watched the battle eagerly. Bhishma was so impressed by Karna he praised him many times during their battle, which made Duryodhana angry. Arjuna also successfully prevented Drona from helping the Kauravas. At the end of the first day of the war, the Kaurava army was considered lost, which made Duryodhana to speak harsh words on Bhishma. Bhishma told him that it's not easy to win this war while Karna, Arjuna along with Krishna are in this war. And Karna's divine Kavach is not something we can ignore, and he knows how to use that advantage near perfectly. He can freely concentrate on attack without thinking of defending himself. And with the Vijayadanas his arrows' powers are greatly increased. But Duryodhana is frustrated and angry, and insults Bhishma. This made Bhishma angry and he vowed to use his complete might and ruthlessness in the battle the next day. At this time Mahadev appears in front of Gandhari and grants her the power to make Duryodhana's body invulnerable to any attack. But with Sri Krishna's interference his thigh region remained vulnerable. Still, it was a great opportunity for Kauravas, but Shakuni didn't stop there. He prayed to Lord Indra and summoned him, and convinced him that as long as Karna's Kavach is with him, Arjun's power will always be sidelined. Indra knew this was a dirty trick by Shakuni, but he was still jealous of Karna and decided to ask Karna for his Kavach in Kunda as charity. Sri Krishna and Suryadev advised him against it, but Katrana could not back down from his nature and gives Indradev his Kavach in Kunda as charity. In the process he was badly injured and couldn't appear on the second day of the war. And in a single day the balance of power changed to Kaurava's side. With Bhishma fighting without holding back and Duryodhana's newfound powers, they almost won the battle the second day, but with Sri Krishna's cunningness and Arjuna's powers they narrowly escaped from defeat. On the third day Karna entered the battlefield, and even without his Kavach in Kunda, he proved to be a man to fear. He battled with Bhishma on equal footing, but in time Bhishma started to corner Karna with his superior skills. On the other side Duryodhana beats Bhim, Nakul and Sahadev in battle as none of their attacks seemed to affect Duryodhana. And Ashwathama is almost successful in capturing Yudhishthir. Seeing this, Karna invokes the Bhargavastra. No one in the Kaurava army had an answer to the arrow including Bhishma. Bhargavastra showered millions of arrows and continued to shower non-stop. This saved Yudhishthir, Bhima and Nakul, but its effect started increasing. Fearing the arrow might even damage their own troops, Sri Krishna suggested Karna to call back the astra. And with that the third day ended with a draw. Sri Krishna knew if this goes on, the war might last for too long, and they could even lose. And he suggested that the only way to win this war is to put down Bhishma and Drona for good. And convinced the Pandavas to use Shikhandini. And with Shikhandini's help the Pandav managed to incapacitate the great Bhishma on the fourth day, which was a huge blow to the Kaurava. At this time a new figure enters the Kaurava camp, Jayadratha, who tells the Kauravas that he got a boon that will make him stronger than all the Pandavas combined for one whole day. With Jayadratha's help, Kaurava begin to corner the Pandavas in the fifth day and almost traps them in the Chakravya. But Abhimanyu son of Arjuna bravely enters the Chakravya and saves the Pandavas with his valor. On the sixth day, as the original Arjuna takes his revenge for his son's death by killing Jayadratha. Seeing that the Kaurava's powers are decreasing day by day, Drona decided to use the most powerful weapon on his arsenal, the Sword of Asita, the primordial weapon created by Lord Brahma, which has the power to nullify any other weapon or astra. With this weapon on the seventh day, Drona started to utterly destroy the Pandava army. Arjuna and Karna both battled and failed to subdue the great teacher, as none of their weapons worked against him. This time Ashwathama and Duryodhana made his way to Yudhishthira again. Duryodhana fought with Bhima for another time, but Duryodhana's mace fighting skills were greatly increased under the tutelage of Balram. And along with his new invulnerable body, he proved to be superior to Bhima's powers. Karna feared for Bhima's life. He immediately got to Bhima's side while leaving Drona to Arjuna and Drishthadhyumna. Karna interfered and stopped Duryodhana, and the both warriors fought each other, but even Karna seemed to fall short against Duryodhana's might. He understood that he will surely lose in a mace fight against Duryodhana, so he decided to use an astra to trap Duryodhana in an illusion and helped Yudhishthira to escape, and sent Bhima with Yudhishthira to protect him. And then fought with Ashwathama, and sent Nakul and Sahadev after Yudhishthira. The both warriors used many celestial weapons against each other. Karna was surprised by Ashwathama's skills, and praised him. This time Drona defeated both Arjuna and Drishthadhyumna. And as per Sri Krishna's plan, Yudhishthira comes to Drona and lies to him that Karna killed Ashwathama. Hearing this, Drona drops the divine weapon Asita. Taking this opportunity, Drishthadhyumna killed Drona. And in the fight between Karna and Ashwathama, Karna's chariot gets stuck in the ground and the curse of Parashurama starts to take place and Karna begins to lose his teachings. Shakuni understood this and encourages Ashwathama that it's the right time to kill Karna. As Ashwathama prepared to strike the final blow, Sri Krishna announced the death of Drona and threw Ashwathama off course. Hearing his father's death, Ashwathama, in great anger, instead of focusing on killing Karna, released the terrifying Narayanastra, which showers numerous weapons and projectile infinitely and increases its intensity and power, in contrast to resistance against it. The only possible counter against this astra is to not resist and surrender to its power. As Karna was already on the ground unarmed, the astra didn't attack him. And the only one knows about this was Sri Krishna, and he also asks the other Pandavas and the army to surrender to its power by dropping their weapons. With this they successfully escaped the Narayanastra wrath. And Karna's curse was also lifted. This was all planned by Sri Krishna from the very beginning. With this the seventh day ends with Kaurava army suffering a heavy loss. On the eighth day Bhima defeated and killed all the surviving Kauravas while Karna and Arjuna hold off Duryodhana. Angry and desperate for a win, Duryodhana challenges Bhima for a one-on-one battle to decide the victor of this war, and Bhima accepts. And as the original, with Sri Krishna's help, Bhima defeats Duryodhana by striking his thigh region. Ashwathama, Kripakarya, and Kritavarma gathered at Duryodhana's deathbed and promised to avenge the actions of Bhima. With Ashwathama as general, they attacked the Pandavas' camp later that night and killed all the Pandavas' remaining army including their children. Amongst the dead, Drishthadhyumna, Shikhandi, Uttamajas, and children of Draupadi were killed by Ashwathama. And Sri Krishna cuts Ashwathama's divine gem from his forehead and curses that until the end of Kali Yuga, he will suffer to the excessive amount, but still, he will not die. His skin will start to melt, but still he will not die. Nobody will come in front of him. After the Pandavas win, Sri Krishna asks Karna to take over the throne, as he is now free of his curse. But taking the throne now will make Yudhishthir look bad, so he rejects the throne yet again. But Yudhishthir also asks Karna to take the throne, as he does not considers himself to be eligible for the throne anymore, and decided to dedicate his life in teaching Dharma and its truest meaning to the people, so that no one will repeat the same mistake he did, as a repentance for his sins. And with that, Karna was crowned as the king of Hastinapur and Indraprastha. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.